Hello, this is another tutorial. I'm gonna talk about blend shapes, and I'm gonna apply that afterwards to motion path. We have seen motion paths before, so I'll do it quite fast. It's also straightforward. So I'm gonna in blend shapes, select the animation option in Maya. So blend shape is just to put a little theory behind it. It's how can we animate two different forms with the same number of faces, okay, polygon faces. So imagine we have a form here and another form with a different shape. How can we, in a fluid way, transition between one to another and create an animation with that? So I'm going to explain that. For that, I'm going to first open Outliner. I'll create a sphere. I'm going to double click and call it stage 1. I'll just deform it so we have some kind of a funny attitude. I'm going to go to, polygons, mesh, sculpt geometry tool. We can double click here and we can get all the parameters that measure the brush for sculpting. We can pull, we can push, we can clean, we can do all these kinds of performance to the object itself. I'm going to be happy with it. I'm just going to put a little press for it to see this shaded 5 first wireframe. And it's going to be funny, so it's not exactly a sphere, and we have something more funny. I'm going to duplicate this shape. I'm going to press Q, which is selection, as you remember. Ctrl D to duplicate. We have stage 2 here, which is fine, and Ctrl D to duplicate stage 3. Okay, I'm gonna do a blend shape. First, Ctrl H stage 3. I'm not gonna deal with that for now. And I'm gonna Ctrl H stage 1 because I want to deform stage 2 object. Again with the sculpture tool, which is remember here, or we can just go here now, sculpture tool. I kind of pull out from the top, but from the bottom. Okay, we have this shape. And I'm going to turn on stage 1, shift H, and press 4 to see this in motion, and Q to select. So we have these two options, these objects. And we want to transition between one and the other. And we also know that both of them have the same faces. Okay, I haven't done any extrusion, I haven't done any incorporation or subdivision of faces, etc., etc. So I know stage 2 object has the same faces as stage 1, with no doubt whatsoever. So how do we do a blend shape? We have to go to animation. I'm going to select the old guy, or the stage 2, or the future stage, or you may call it, and shift stage 1. You can select here, you can select in that window, and we go to create deformers, blend shape. Got it. Seems like nothing has happened. We can always select, we should select the stage 2, Ctrl H and hide it. And if we select the stage 1, a new tab has appeared in the attribute editor, which is called blend shape. And here it is. When we press 5 to see this shaded, and 3 to make it smooth. And I'm gonna move this slider, and you see how from 0 it's gonna be stage 1 to 1 is gonna be stage 2. So now we can always right click and set keyframe here and animate this transition. This at the same time could be moving at the same time as we transition the object. So I'm gonna get there. We'll go to the line and try to set a new object, a new deformation to blend it into. So I'm gonna shift H stage 3, Ctrl H stage 1, and I'm gonna just deform this guy in the sides, for example, just to have something different. Okay, we got our stage 3, I think, quite nice. We need always the original one on and the last one. So the stage 2 is kind of disappearing. It was worth only to do the blend shape. So we need to select the stage 1, Shift H, press 4 to see this wireframe, and we're going to have two objects, stage 3 and 1. So again, we do the same thing. We're going to select the last stage, stage 3, Shift Select, stage 1, and we don't go here again. We have to add. We have to go to Edit Deformers, Blend Shape, and Add. The moment that happens, if we have stage 3 object, Ctrl H, and we select this guy, and we go to the tab, Blend Shape tab, we have two-way sliders. Pressing 5 to shade it allows us to either animate the first transition that we know or the second one. Not only that, we can animate both, creating a double blend shape if we want it. And with all the possibilities for animating, creating from this way. There's a good way of seeing blend shape options in a different window, which is in Window, Animation, Blend Shape. This is quite the same as that, but it incorporates these two buttons, key selecting, key all, etc. So you can pretty much animate with these two guys and key by pressing this button. So you don't have to like right click key, and it's quite straightforward. You just move the time slider, you do your transformation, and you key. Move the time slider, etc., etc., as you guys know. Same way as animating another thing. So that's great, I think. Last step, and I'll do it fast as I mentioned. I'm going to create a curve, CV curve. Just make sure that the options is true, so it's a smooth one. And I'm going to just create a curve, enter, right click, control vertex, and I'll just doubly move it down so it's a little bit more funny kind of a movement. And there we go, we have a nice curve, and we can apply a motion path to this blend shape. So remember, we only have the stage 1 on, and we have to, like in any other form that we want to animate along a curve or from a camera or emitter or whatever we want, we select the object, shift, select the curve, and in animation, animate motion path attached to motion path. Comes like that. Comes right to this point because we are in the time slider in 19, so let's take it to the beginning, step 1, and it says 24 because it's by default set to the length of your time slider. So we can change this 500. That won't change, so we can always select this and change the time to whatever number we want, 500. This will play slowly but surely, and we can select in the middle of the animation the object or the blend shape window and start animating this guy. Key, beginning, key, and play, hit in between. We can stop it, this one back, key and key, beginning, put this one key. And if we see, without going into the detail, it's quite, I think, straightforward. You can start animating transitions as this moves. If I play it, you will see how it's changing into a new shape as it goes. So we have double transition along the curve and double blend shape animation in the object. Imagine the potential of that if you just knew how to maintain the polygon faces between two forms that expresses character, phase of the character change, attitude of the morphology, or etc., etc. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think it's quite straightforward but very useful to do animations. Okay, cool.